key tenets of who Mystery Babylon is. Again, it's a mystery, but mysteries are meant to be solved, right? It's a mystery because it's not common known knowledge, and it's also referred to as the daughter of Babylon, which means that it has a genotypic expression of the original Babylon, but its phenotypic expression is different. It is a offspring of Babylon. It is the same spirit, it's the same posture, it has the same ruling principalities, and it has the same, we'll say, dark forces at work on it that compel it to do what it does. So when we look at the United States of America as Mystery Babylon, it is my presupposition that it's unequivocally the United States of America. And that's fine if we disagree. I mean, and I'm all right to be wrong. I would love to be wrong. I would absolutely love to be wrong. But given the reality of getting a peek behind the veil of even the foundations of the United States, all the way up to including today, there is no mistaking that we are Mystery Babylon. For the listeners, if they want to dig deeper into this, it's Jeremiah 50 and 51, and also Revelation 17 and 18, primarily Revelation 18, that deal with the fall and the destruction of Mystery Babylon. There's all these core tenet aspects of who Mystery Babylon is. It is the center of all trade on the face of the earth. It is the center of the precious metals exchange. That would be the COMEX on Manhattan Island. It's the center of all entertainment. That would be from coast to coast, both Hollywood and Broadway in New York. And then now we have Atlanta as another new high production facility. It is responsible for exporting immorality and sexual perversion all over the face of the earth, all over the entire face of the earth. Our number one and number two exports, besides human beings, is pornography. I can't remember the exact stats, but I want to say it's something like a $70+ billion a year industry. When I understood how far, the extent to which this went, was when I was in the trenches with Peshmerga in Iraq in 2014 trying to repel ISIS. I went back over there freelance. And so I was embedded with them repelling ISIS. And every single one of these Kurdish Peshmerga fighters had an American-made iPhone with nothing but American-made apps. And all of them were looking at American pornography on their iPhones in the trenches as stoic Muslim men, right? Wow. Which we know that's a big no-no in Islam, as we're repelling ISIS. I've lived overseas a lot of my adult life. I've lived overseas, and everything in every country that I lived, the peoples, no matter what their socioeconomic status is or their cultural heritage is, are trying to duplicate the perversities and the lifestyles and the licentiousness of the United States of America.
Why do you think that?
It's because we're Mystery Babylon. It literally, the attribute of Mystery Babylon is we've made the whole world drunk with our immoralities. We've made them drunk on it. And again, it comes out from our media, our social media, our tech companies, and our government. Most people aren't aware that in order to receive aid from the United States of America, you must implement LGBT policies and abortion. So another unique attribute of Mystery Babylon is that the blood of the innocent and the blood of the saints are found within her. She's responsible for it all over the face of the earth. The whole earth, she's responsible for it. This is not a regional Babylon with a regional limit, our regional reach and regional influence. This is global in its conflagration. And it is one of the key attributes of Babylon as well too is its insatiable appetite for luxuries and goods manufactured in other nations. It has an insatiable appetite. So it's the center of economies. It's the center of precious metals exchange. It's the center of entertainment. It's the center of the output of the mass majority of all sexual perversities and immoralities. In Jeremiah 50:51, it's mentioned as the hammer of the earth. It operates as a global police force. It utilizes foreign policy to stranglehold all the other nations of the earth. It is a nation filled with immigrants. Specifically, it is a nation filled with peoples from other nations. It doesn't have its own unique national identity. It's actually a land filled with nothing but people groups from all over the face of the earth. And it has a military that's unrivaled by anything else in the world. And it uses that military as a hammer with which to force all the rest of the nations to bend themselves to our will. It goes on and on and on, these attributes of Mystery Babylon. And what's unique about it is that one of the primary aspect, there's two primary aspects of Babylon besides the sexual immorality. That is like the immorality and the perversions are what are spoken of consistently regarding who this future Babylon would be as illustrated in the scriptures. But the other two is, one, it's arrogancy. It is specifically referred to by the Lord through the scriptures as the arrogant one. Oh, arrogant one. In your arrogancy, you say this. In your arrogancy, you say that. In your haughtiness, you say that nobody could ever defeat us. Nobody could ever come against us. Look at our isolationism and look at our power. We'll never be a widow. We'll never be harmed. We'll never see harm. We sit as a queen over the face of the earth. Notice this said a queen. And notice what our national identity is centered around, which is matriarchal feminine deity worshipped, hence Lady Liberty. By the way, it's not Lady Liberty. It's Isis, Ishtar, Semiramis, Ishtarte. That is the singular deity that we worship in the United States of America. It gets worse. So apart from the arrogancy is that it's known as the land of graven images, a land filled with nothing but public edifices and iconography that has to do with nothing but in-your-face worship of the most vile, arcane ruling principalities on the face of the earth. So just for the listeners, most people aren't aware, like Washington, D.C., literally District of Columbia. Again, who's Columbia? Columbia is Isis, Ishtar, Semiramis, Ishtarte. It's high arcane principality worship. It is the District of Columbia. There's a reason why they moved it from New York down to where it's at. It has to do with all this high place worship. We have it's nothing but Egyptological and Greco-Roman symbology with occultic symbols everywhere and everything. We have the largest Egyptological obelisk on the face of the earth, the largest monument. It just so happens to be 660 feet tall.
I heard,
right?
Yeah, what I'm saying is from the depth of the foundation of the Washington Monument to the tip of the Washington Monument, it's 666 feet. And trust me, a lot of my viewers talk about the monument and how it is that. What you're confirming that.
It's a power center. And notice where it's mirrored at is St. Peter's Basilica at the Vatican. That's where it's mirrored. The dome-shaped building across from the giant phallic symbol of Nimrod, this Nimrodian worship. And it's all a cultic thing. The reflecting pool in front of the obelisk is as above, so below. It's wow. High-ranking ruling principality, fallen angel base worshipped all in our faces. I mean, I can't remember which building it is in DC. Is literally modeled after the Temple of Pergamon. The Temple of Pergamon is the seat of Satan. That's literally what I mean. It is the seat of Satan. That's what our temples are modeled after. At the Scottish Rite Freemasonry Temple, just down the street from the Capitol building in Washington, DC, is every single inauguration, including President Washington, they have conducted the raising of Osiris ceremony and these Freemasonic ritualistic things, which they believe, the occultists believe, that the United States of America is a revived Atlantean supercity from which the gods of old, the golden age of the gods, would return and rule and reign once again over all of humanity. But that's what they actually believe.